Hey guys! Unless you follow me on Blue Sky, by the way I have a Blue Sky, I don't post as much on there as I should, you probably didn't know this was something I planned on doing. Well, now you know, I guess. This is something I've been wanting to do for a while now, but I didn't have the time because of school. But school's out, I've graduated, and now couldn't be a better time to try it out, I think. This is me redrawing a panel from the first digital comic I ever made and posted online. This thing is so old it predates DeviantArt Eclipse. You know, that new site format that made everyone abandon DeviantArt? And that's right, your girl used to be on DeviantArt. That's how I got into posting stuff online. It's where I uploaded my first ever webcomics, and it's how I first got into OCTs. I don't think I would have met half the people I have met if I didn't join that site as a 14-year-old. My old account is still up because a lot of the art on it is from my old laptop that I mistakenly never backed my stuff up off of, and my DeviantArt account is the only preservation of all my old art. You can look for it if you want, it's not like I can stop you, but just know I don't post on it anymore and likely never will in the future. I'm not sure what else to talk about. Maybe just... let me tell you about this comic I'm redrawing. So for those new here, an original character tournament is basically a collaborative comic making contest. You get paired up with one other artist in a tournament bracket and you have to include their character and story in yours, and whoever implements it the best in the time allotted wins. And this was my first foray into it. The tournament was called Dreamwoods, and the premise is that all the contestants were magically transported to this otherworldly dimension called, well, the Dreamwoods. An expansive forest where it's always night, your path is lit up by bottles hanging from the trees and defunct telephone poles with glowing wires, and the only shelter you can find are abandoned buildings and broken down cars reclaimed by nature. And your character is there because the lonely god living in the Dreamwoods, Leo, wants some friends. So she's holding a little game. Whoever wins gets a wish and gets to go home. Whoever loses has to stay in the Dreamwoods forever. And so the characters I decided to enter were a pair of ghosts. Lewis, a kid who died in a car accident about a week before the events of the OCT, and Nora, a kid who died a while ago and has already decided being a ghost is kind of awesome and she's not as hung up about being dead as Lewis is. And when they get transported into the Dreamwoods, they figure whatever happens will be good in the long run. They're restless spirits who can't pass on, and this is basically like finally being allowed to go to heaven. An endless forest full of twinkly lights and multiple whimsical places to explore. That's amazing. But Lewis is determined. He's going to win, he'll get that wish, and he'll wish himself back to life so he can live out the rest of it. For the first little volume, I guess you'd call it, of the comic, I had started it out in black and white while they were on Earth, and after being transported into the Dreamwoods, I switched it to color. I pulled a Wizard of Oz with it, and I felt it helped with the overall vibe of it. This panel was the very first establishing shot of the woods, to show that they were someplace entirely different now. Nora thinks it's heaven, and Lewis says it looks too Pinteresty to be heaven. That's not totally relevant, I just saw that line in my original upload and thought it was funny. I figured if there was any panel from the comic I was gonna redraw, it'd be this one. I don't know why I'm posting a Speedpaint. Maybe as a way of cataloging how far I've gotten, how much I've improved since I first started. Maybe as a way to encourage other people getting into art. I didn't get sorta good at this overnight. I had to start somewhere. That somewhere was on the default Corel Painter Essentials program that came with my drawing pad, and no idea how layers worked, or how to paint grass properly, or how to draw noses for that matter. Maybe this is also a way to stick it to AI bros. Art isn't inaccessible. It took me nearly a decade to get to where I am now. You just don't have the patience to do it yourself and don't want to admit that you're the one at fault. Anyone can learn to draw. Anyone can get good at drawing. It takes time, it takes practice, and if you need it, it takes a group of friends and teachers to help you out across the way. Don't get disheartened because you can only draw stick figures. Everyone's got to start somewhere. I started by waking up way too early before school in my freshman year, getting myself ready early so I could use the extra hour to sit in front of a laptop on the kitchen counter and draw a comic, using a tablet I'd only just gotten for my 14th birthday. All this while blasting Nightcore through the headphones. I don't think I've got much else to say about it, so I'll let the Speedpaint keep playing with the background music. Thank you guys. I hope you like it.